You probably would not have heard this before. Listen to this message for the rejuvenation of your spirit.
And sustenance. How will I survive here? You will talk about that things and say, hey, glory to God, but your servant needs to survive. Your servant needs to survive. And I noticed that while I was in the process of that prayer, he was bringing supplies, but he had not answered me. You know, he that cometh to God, you must believe that he is. While I was in that process of producing the answer, God was sustaining me in mysterious ways, but I needed to know his way about that matter. What is the strategy? What is the wisdom that you have made available to tackle the situation of my poverty? I was still in that prayer when a woman that runs a restaurant on our campus came to me and said, somebody planted a charm at the door of our restaurant. And when she went to pray, it was my face that appeared, that I'm the one that has the power to break the charm. Okay. We went there, I made a declaration, anointed the doorpost, then customers began to come. I was coming from class, the woman now said, till you graduate, come and eat here for free. Wait, don't, I know you can clap in now. So after your clapping, I need to tell you the other side of this. So I never went there once. What I was looking for was not benevolence from a restaurant owner. I was looking for his way. He has a way. Have you ever thought about how it will look like when you eat from a restaurant for free, and then maybe you and the person now fall out? In the days of Facebook. You have not thought about it. I think about those things. I want a way that my honor will be preserved. I don't just want, you see, Moses had, oh, you are not here with me. There were options, so there were options available to Moses. He said, if you're present. I want a way that will preserve my honor. The only license a preacher has among a people to speak to them is if he has honor. The reason why you are here, sitting under me, some of you are my mother's age mate. I've checked the crowd. It's a privilege for me to be able to speak to you, but I know that if I have no honor, it will not be. I wanted a way that would preserve my honor. Even if you are the one, I'm your pastor, and every day I'm coming to your restaurant to eat for free. After 2 years, one day when I'm coming, you say, you begin to sing those songs that Fela was singing. You take one of Fela's songs and use it to preach to me. Bam, 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 bam. Is the pastor they want to talk to? I say, no. I need a way that will preserve my honor. Are you there? Suddenly, my elder sister's husband just called me. They take a car, come to Abuja. Came there. Say, your business will now become our business from today. Huh? Hey, that was when they made this new note. You know those new notes? 1,000. And I had not seen 1,000. You know those new, they made 1,000, 500, and 200, and 100. How many of you remember that time? That was the first time I was seeing 1,000. New one. I choose the way of God. When he brought his way, he started with new 1,000. Don't accept anything other than God's way. Do you know that those 1,000, you are not with me, I've been eating food on campus without meat for a long time. When 1,000 came, that was the reason why when they brought one of the pictures I snapped those days here, the media man that brought it, he was sanctioned. There was no protein, so the muscles, there were no muscles, no muscles. And the stomach was flat to the back. It was so bad that they wanted to, I was invited for an interview. And when I came to the place, the people saw me and they told me that I should go and eat for 2 years. After 2 years of eating, that there was no way, no angle that the camera will capture that will be okay. That even if I change my hairstyle, it will not work. So what I need is go and eat for 2 years. Because there was no protein in my diet. It was carbohydrate. But when the way of God came, it started with 1,000. Meat was restored quickly to the delicacies. And I never cooked again. Coming to cook. Are you following? I was eating outside till I graduated. There was no need to go to the market and buy meat again. Because he showed me. And I discovered that his way is better. So when I graduated, I went for youth service. I asked him again, show me your way. We're in a new context now. The favor I had with the people that helped in that season was no longer applicable because I was now earning money. Are you there? Went to the Lord and I inquired of him. I did that for 1 year, 13 days. And on the 13th day plus the 1 year, he came to me. I said, you will not go into full-time ministry now. I'll give you a job. So the way he showed me was that I was going to have a job. Then I told him I don't want a job. I didn't ask you for a job. I just said, give me direction. Let me know. You've been troubling me that you wanted me to be a preacher. Now I've finished. There's nothing on my hands. So show me where you want to preach. Then he now comes and says, you are not preaching now. Go, I will give you a job. May you follow his way. It was on that job I met Mrs. S.T. Hooker. Met great believers. And the reason why God gave the job, he told me, you will invest in many destinies and a great network will be formed. I didn't know what a network was. At the time, he told me a great network will be formed. That was where my helps ministry started from. I was telling you about philanthropy. I've been doing it for years, and some of my friends here are my witnesses. It will never appear on the public place. Because he said, let your right hand, and this philanthropy, are you there? Philanthropy I'm talking about 20 years old. The money I earned in the oil industry did not translate to clothing. God micromanaged my wardrobe, micromanaged the fleet of cars in my garage, he micromanaged the way I spent. Because there was a purpose to the finances he was making available. We need to pray that prayer in earnest today. Show me your way. He says you will not go into full-time ministry yet. I'll give you a job. And you invest in many destinies and a great network shall be formed. So if we say there's a great network now, I think we're saying the truth. He spoke about it. many years ago. That was how I stayed on that job. Started preaching. It was on that job I was pioneering this ministry. Even when there was famine, we had money to buy a generator. We had money to buy a microphone. We had money to buy a camera. You need to see the cameras we used those days. It's camcorders, but we had cameras. So we did not suffer the way we would have suffered because we moved along his way. In the fullness of time, he said, all right, you don't need a job again. Come on. It's time for me to take you to the nations. And for every instruction he gave, he made provision that was adequate. So we need to labor before him today and say, show me your way. Have you been in a situation before where you can't change the situation? Maybe you went to the United Kingdom embassy, you wanted a visa, and they denied you, and you can't change it. Have you been there before? The only tool you have to deal with that matter is prayer. Those prayers work. They work. They work. So the second prayer point is, show me your way, so that I may know thee, that I may find grace in thy sight. It is the grace he found that he used in his request to know his ways, so that he will know him and then find more grace. Your walk with God is on the currency of grace, of favor.